Yes, sir.
Okay. Later on, we have to discuss about I have a dream, right? I'd like to share my screen first, then we will discuss very truly. I think I have given you a task. Write on your chat box about the different words here. Let's find out the words from the different hands on your screen and write on the chat box. I think you have written many more words from the chat box here. के छ भाइ बहिनीहरु यहाँको वर्डहरुलाई एकजनाले सर पढेर सुनाउ त ल रोशन तिवारी आर यु हियर Yes, you have to read out the words on the hand. Prakash, please read out the words, all the words here.
Okay, sir. Properties, dignity, rule of law, justice, peace, hope, freedom, equality, trust.
Okay. Not property, prosperity, right? Prosperity, dignity, rule of law, justice, peace, hope, freedom, equality, and trust. This is the theme of this chapter. I have a dream, right?
Several rights, sir.
Words? Yes. Rights, equality, or these are the human rights. All are the human rights, right? Okay. Next, I'd like to. I have a dream by Martin Luther King. Okay, later on you have to see and read out about the little biographical background of Martin Luther King. About the author, Martin Luther King. Right? Martin Luther King Jr. was born in Atlanta, Georgia on January 15, 1929. He went to Booker T. Washington High School. Martin got a divinity degree from Rutgers Seminary and then got his doctor's degree in theology from Boston University. And later on, you have to see the more background about the author or the Martin Luther King on Google or YouTube on here in this slide, and you have to read out, right? I'd like to jump another slide here, a little words, a little video, a small video about Martin Luther King. Do you want to watch the video and get enjoy?
Yes, sir.
Yes, let's. सुन्ने छ? सुन्ने छ कि
No,
नहीं?
sir. No.
Okay, no. If no, I would like to.
sir.
ए सुन्ने छ?
नहीं त्यो भिडियोको सुन्ने छैन बोलेको भन्न खोजेको
ओके, अब सुनिन्छ भिडियो है. सुन्ने छ?
Martin Luther King Jr. was born on
Yes,
January
sir.
15, 1929, and graduated as the valedictorian of Crozier Theological Seminary in 1951. King became pastor of a Baptist church in Montgomery, Alabama, and later completed his Ph.D.
Martin Luther King was a religious man. He was a pastor. He looked at racism and all of the so-called separate but equal laws and the terrible treatment of people of color in the United States. And he said, this is absolutely wrong. This is against God's will. This is not recognizing the dignity of peoples. And he made us all face that in very powerful ways.
On the eve of Rosa Parks' refusal to move to the back of a city bus in 1955, King was chosen to lead a citywide bus boycott. 2 years later, King and a group of civil rights activists formed the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to conduct nonviolent protests for civil rights. He wrote a rebuttal to an article denouncing his methods. 20,000 people in a massive demonstration at the Lincoln Memorial, where his speech, "I Have a Dream," became a defining moment in civil rights history. Through his work, King helped pass.
King's assassination was, I think, devastating for many.
The national holiday continues to be honored on the third Monday of every.
Okay. I would like to jump another slide here. Okay, let's see the video once again and get the idea about I Have a Dream, right?
I have the pleasure to present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
Guys, is it audible? सुन्ने छ
Yes, sir.
सबैले?
Yes, sir.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, The Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My four little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today. One day every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low. The rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring. From the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania, let freedom ring. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom ring. From the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when it happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last. I have the pleasure to present to you
Please censor who was not.
Okay, microphone on garera. Yeah, after watching video, you have to write the answer of the questions here. Who was Martin Luther King? Martin Luther King को थिए? You can write on the chat box and
Sir, time भइयो.
Yes, okay, time pani bhaiyecha aba, not limited time. We have limited time. 5 minutes I have to conclude today's lesson, right? Let's you have to see, you have to take a screenshot of the questions here and solve these questions as your homework, right?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Next question. When and where was Martin Luther born? And next, what is about the speech? Next, what was the dream of Martin Luther King? Next question, what are the fundamental things of human rights according to I Have a Dream? These are the questions you need to take a screenshot and you will write the answer of this question and present tomorrow's session, right?
Okay, sir.
सबैले स्क्रिनशट गरिसक्नुभयो?
हजुर.
Okay, later on I would like to stop my share, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, this much for today class. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye bye.